Hello and what is up guys, Rai here and welcome back to some more automation. Today we are making a 1990s-ish era. It's going to be a German luxury barge, so it's, a 90s German sedan, big V12. It's going to be pretty heavy, not crazy heavy, but a barge. It's a land yacht, so it's going to be a big engine, big vehicle, comfy, plush car. Based loosely off of maybe like a 90s Mercedes S-Class or BeamW's like 7 Series, etc. So something big, a rear-wheel drive, big, sluggish, probably a 4-speed auto, you name it. Maybe a 5-speed. I think Audi had a 5-speed auto in the 90s. So anyways, let's start here. We have 1990s tech. We'll change the engine tech to 1990s as well once we get there. So we're going to do steel panels. It's going to be big and heavy. Monocoque, which is just a unibody construction, obviously, which nothing else, it wouldn't be anything else. Steel chassis. We can maybe even go like, like something like treated steel or corrosion resistant steel, but like there's no real point. It's not, we're not making an actual production car. We're designing a vehicle, engine and all, and take it for test drive. This doesn't affect anything besides price really, and we'll do other things to change the price. Front longitudinally mounted engine, so that means it's going to be in the front of the car, which is right here, and it's going to be not side to side, but back to front. And then transmission tunnel goes to the rear wheels. So suspension is going to be double wishbone, so pretty much expensive, comfy, etc. You can do double wishbone all the way around. That's probably what it would have had, that or multi-link, not push rod. Obviously, that's a little too expensive, high performance. We will do. The real question, right? We'll do multi-link, something expensive. This is going to be like in the neighborhood of, in today's money, $100,000 vehicle, but in the 90s, like what, 60, 70,000. Engine it is, so it's going to be a V12 engine, all cast iron, dual overhead cam. I'm trying to think, because it definitely was, it probably was dual overhead cam, 4-valve, big honking, V12. I don't know if the S-Class had a V12. Yeah, I think it had a 7.3 liter V12, right? I know the SL Coupe did, and I know the BMW 7 Series did. So I think we'll actually follow in that footsteps. I'm thinking a 7.3 liter V12, just like the Mercedes. This would be a big V12 with a very long stroke, so just tons of torque. So longer stroke means longer up-down movements, right? Not a bigger piston. So you have the bore, which is a bigger piston size, and stroke, which is how far it can move up and down, right? What we're doing is making it go up and down a lot. So what that is it's gonna allow us to have a lot more torque. I think 7.3 liters, just like the actual SL Mercedes, so it's close enough to 7.3 liters. There's gonna be tons of torque. No variable valve lift. This is an old design, let's just say, of an engine. So a 60-degree V12 all cast iron, dual overhead cam though, which is pretty advanced. 7.3 liters, which is massive. So I'm shooting for the neighborhood of like 300 horse and 400 plus torque. It's gonna be a very low strung engine, very low revs. It's all cast iron for now. We might change it to heavy duty cast just for the torque. We'll keep all this the same. We will do variable valve timing. So we'll have that. It'll be a little, actually, we'll keep it off for now. We might play around with the VVT and whatnot. But it's a 9 for now. Play around with that later. No turbos, of course, because that'd be insane. Injected multi-point. We'll do twin. You can see here there is like 2 sides, so one side for each of the each 6 cylinders. So like the classic 90s BMWs, they actually had like 2 ECUs per side, because basically it was 2 6-cylinder engines crafted together to make a V12. So we'll do it sort of based off that. I don't know how that gets 7.3 liters. It must be some massive inline 6s. Well, I think we'll just have dual. Per cylinder is pretty advanced. That's a you can see it's electronic fuel ignition, if I know it. Yeah, an electronic fuel system per cylinder. So we are going to have probably just 2. So just fuel coming in from these intakes right here, just 2 of them. That's it. Good enough. We'll keep all this standard for now. I think premium fuel we use, we'll just keep it like that. And exhaust, it'll just be short cast, dual obviously, and as much restriction as we can have it. So we'll choke this engine as much as possible. 100 RPM, which is crazy low. We'll lower that down to 5 to start and see where we're at. So 350 horse, 455 torque. Might be a little high, to be honest, for what we want, but I think we're going to try to make this engine kind of more realistic than the others. Actually, it's got good efficiency, 20% stuff. Leave that. Variable valve timing. I kind of want this thing to drink gas, but I kind of want it to be efficient, you know, in its own way. I'll probably crank up the timing. And crank this just half to 1 fuel. 375 force, 45 torque. That's a lot of force and a lot of torque. BMWs, I think, had what, 300, maybe 320, and maybe 400 torque. So it's gonna be very. This jam profile 20, so 340 makes peak torque at 2300 RPM. That's pretty good. We will actually lower this down. Actually, I want to get this profile really low. 475 torque and 323 horse. It's not bad. Get a little bit lower even. So actually, yeah, we can do that. 1500 RPM. There we go. I want exact numbers here. Just cause it makes me feel better to myself, obviously. You know, we can leave that. I think that'll be fine. So it's gonna have 470 pound-feet of torque, or yeah, pounds of torque, pound-feet, yeah, and 294 horsepower, which is pretty good horsepower and a lot of torque, Now we'll just start the engine up, hear what it sounds, and we'll move along with the other construction of the car. But that's not too loud. Actually, I'm gonna turn it down just a bit, just so you guys are. Fine. Now, I really don't like with the newest update. Engines just sound always very loud and very high performance. But way too high performance, and that's okay. So now we'll move on to, it sounds good enough, it's good specs. And as you can see here, I chose a rather squarish body. So this is a 90s, you know, it's European-esque. So it's going to be a bit dated and designed unlike the Americans, which were boats, like actual like curvy boats, like the Chevy Caprice, Buick Roadmaster, etc., Lincoln Town Car, you name it. Bumper sticker chest. And we'll just go on and do the rest of the car, then I'll actually design it, and we'll take it out for a drive. So re-roll drive, because what else is big and comfy. Advanced automatic. We'll do 4-speed. That's plush and luxurious enough. 200 to start, because we don't open diff, we don't need anything else. Radial. Medium combo, that's the comfiest, right? Yeah. But 225s, 35 and 215. It's gonna have big tires, right? 16-inch rims, and then raise the tire size to something good enough. Remember, the reason why we want a big tire diameter is just because you're gonna have a lot more contact with the rubber to the road, so you're gonna have a softer ride. If you have big rim, like huge rims like this, sure, it looks hideous. And it will perform hideously, but it, you know, it's kind of cool, I guess. We can have 22-inch wheels, which is pretty redonkulous, but it won't be a really rough ride. There's 16, which is probably what it would have been. Maybe. That's what I think that the stance is fine. We don't want to have like standstill like that. That's kind of unrealistic to be sticking out like that. We'll keep it on alloy wheels, nothing too fancy. Magnesium is definitely out of the realm of possibility. Stall disc, 4-piston, just the biggest possible, actually. Huge disc brakes, obviously. We're going to do a clad undertray because, as well as having, you know, a fast, quote-unquote, luxury sedan, because this is a very high performance, as far as 90s go, luxury sedan. It's got a good fuel economy. So we're going to have cooling flaps, which is also going to help our fuel economy. They both add weight, they both are going to help with fuel economy, that doesn't matter. And I think a 5 or 2 in the front, 3 in the back is fine, but I think we really want actually just a 2+2. So they have a big 4-seater, not 2+2 I guess, but big 4-seater, massive, a luxury barge. We want a luxury, not handmade, this is not a Bentley or a, you know, Rolls Royce. Luxury and luxury CD. We'll play around with the sliders later. Hydraulic power steering. We don't need variable hydraulic, it's not a performance car. Best traction aids, best safety, obviously. Now we have two options really. I don't think any car really had an active comfort suspension system, anything that was active, in the 90s at least. I think the vast majority of luxury cars would have had air. They could have had hydraulic or hydro pneumatic, which is for lack of, you know, or not for lack of, but you know, just because I don't want to explain the whole thing how that works. Hydro pneumatic is think like brake fluid, so like a fluid reservoir in your car, and the bumps actually basically, you know, move the fluid around instead of actually moving the car around. So you don't feel the bumps, the fluid takes the bumps. Air is same concept but with air. I'm not going to go into depth on how they actually work. Adaptive, probably, instead of the active, just high-end stuff. So right off the bat here we see 100 pounds, so it's kind of light, kind of on the light end actually. I'm thinking I was hoping for 4,500, like most of their cars there. 4,500 pounds, so it's, you know, it's a little light for my taste, but that's not bad to start. 18 miles per gallon, which is not bad for the average. That's actually decent for the average. Let's look at the other specs here. So weight distribution is actually not terrible. Speaking of, the engine weighs 800 pounds plus. 4-speed auto, 5,000 RPM max, 7.3 liter V12, 9 to 1 or 9 version. 7.30 to 60, which I think was probably the same as actually a 7 Series. Pacing. I mean, it's not really going to change it. You don't really have wheel spin. We don't have a low. We can have it really high, actually, probably. On any wheel spin, though. We could have a limited slip diff. It'd be a little bit unrealistic. I don't think any luxury sedan really had a limited slip. Just for, not for better 0-60, just for better, you know, gear grip and traction. Just, I think we'll leave it actually. 70 spacing is good for the gearing. We'll keep this the same. What else can we do? Let's do. Yeah, I think we'll have 5 in the back. It's a bit more realistic. It's not a Bentley, that's fine. We could have variable hydraulic. Not a lowrider. It can sit high. I wish there was a car body with side skirts. I wish side skirts were an option because it'd be kind of cool. There, and it could be a 5-speed auto. Nope, 5-speed auto. Not that it really makes a huge difference. I think that's pretty good. It's good enough. It's close to what I want. It's a little light for my tastes. Just hoping for 45. That's okay. What we're gonna design this based off of is probably a bit S-Class, a bit BMW, a bit, you know, Americana kind of thing, a bit American Barge. Could be a little bit of Lexus in there or something. I don't know. So without further ado, we are just gonna save the car here, and I'll come up with a name and all the names and everything after at the end here. I'm not gonna do. I usually. Is this be necessary? It is actually. If necessary, you know, this is an Autobahn cruiser. We can do 230. 1.3 seconds, 0 to 100 or 62 mile an hour, which is pretty great. Yeah, so what we're gonna do now is jump into the design and design the car. It'll just be a time lapse of me designing it. After that, I'm gonna just explain the design and sort of what it's about and whatnot. Of course, this is a realistic interpretation, or as realistic as you can get in the video game, as I can do personally. Then we'll take a drive in. Wow, look at that roll angle, 6.6 degrees. This thing has got some body roll. I'm gonna actually enjoy just driving this thing around the track. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute or so. Enjoy. And we are here in BeamNG Drive now to take this car for a drive down the drag strip, and then we will, I guess, see everything about it. Now, before we jump into the actual drag race of the car and, you know, driving on the track and whatnot, I want to look at the car. It does look a bit like a Toyota Century. If you're not aware of what that is, it's like a 90s. Well, they make a new one as well, but you know, it's basically like a 90s-ish Toyota Century, like 1990, you know, 5 or what is it, 1990 something to 2000 something, and they made it for a long time. The newest generation looks pretty cool, but yeah, it's definitely, I think, looks pretty good. It looks big, looks bigger than it is. Looks executive now. Let me put on realistic. Sounds very loud. Definitely not like a car at all. It's not bad. Actually, it's pretty fast. Surprisingly fast. For 14 seconds in the quarter mile. I'm just gonna try this again. Actually, we're gonna try it in sport. You know, 100 kilometers an hour at about 6.2-ish seconds, which is pretty good. I think it's a lot faster than what automation said. 14.1, which is decent. I'll take it. We'll take this. Now we're just gonna go free roam. Take it for a drive around here. The brakes are bad. This thing is such a boat. I love it. Wow. Back end. Not as terrible as I thought. Wow, one wheel wonder. I like that. One wheel spinning. Definitely does not sound how it looks. The engines lately have been pretty loud though, to be honest. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys heard that. What the hell was that? Oh, what the hell was that? I'm gonna actually stop the recording for a second, restart it. Okay, we're here now. What I'm gonna do is actually turn down the volume for that, because that was deafeningly loud. Actually, almost blew my eardrums out. I'm gonna have to fix that in post, because that was crazy loud. Wow, I've never heard anything like that. It sounded like we were breaking the sound barrier or something. I don't understand. This would be a pretty good drift car, actually. It's just it's got torque. So much torque. Almost. 7.3 liter V12, so a massive engine. The only person who actually made that was Mercedes-Benz. It was a 7.3 or 7.2. I think it was a 7.3. The same engine used in the Mercedes-Benz, the 90s, 1996, we'll say, Mercedes-Benz SL73 AMG, which is pretty cool. It was a two-seater convertible with V12. I don't know. It was fast. And they also had a modified version in the Pagani Zonda, which is a supercar. So it's a pretty good engine. This is sort of based off that a little bit. But then just a note, right now I am using a keyboard to drive. It's not perfect, obviously. Oop. Oh. Yeah, we'll restart that. I'm using just a keyboard to drive. I have a racing wheel, pedals, shifter, all that. In the other room, just too much work to set it up on this computer here. So I just leave it on the other computer that I have. Okay. It's pretty quick, actually. It's definitely not bad. Brakes are terrible on it, though. We'll go in here for a sec. There's some corners, I guess. The traction control off. Like, the stability is actually, it's really stable at high speeds. I mean, not right now, obviously. We're like, we have no traction control, and I'm just trying to lose control. But it is quite stable at high speeds there. Oh, I curved it bad. We're gonna restart that. It's not driving. I want to see if we can do a burnout. Not really. And it is making peak torque. I think peak torque is 1800 RPM. It's pretty bad. Oh, if you don't know, on the top left here, I did add some stuff here just for my own viewing purposes and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good donuts. If we try this again with traction control on, it's not going to do nearly as well. It doesn't spin at all. I just want to try that again. That wasn't that impressive. That's fine. Doesn't have enough power to warrant traction control being off, actually, in a drag race. Man, this was just a boat in general. It definitely needs a limited. I don't think there's a limited slip on this thing. It definitely needs a locking differential, limited slip differential. Because it's just one wheel spinning the whole time. It's hilarious. Oh man, the traction control that does this car zero favors. It is actually more fun than probably both the other cars I've driven that I made for I made on the channel so far. It's just a boat, it's just a comfy boat. The suspension, it does roll pretty good amount actually. Let's look at that body roll. Look at that. It is a good amount. It's pretty bad at doing anything actually. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the actual looks. Yeah, I think it looks almost better in BeamNG. The black does not really look quite black. Looks brown almost, beige. The white looks like an off-white. It's fine. That's okay. Overall, I think this car's pretty good. Actually, I kind of wanted to make at some point a super sedan from like the 90's. And it doesn't need a V12. It doesn't need a V12. This is like a hyper luxury sedan almost. It's a luxury sedan, but a super sedan with a V8 or an inline six like a BMW M5 from the 90's or something would be pretty cool to make it. I think what I want to make next though is maybe a you know, a 90's supercar, one on my list. A modern supercars on my list to make for you guys. I've already made a lot of those before, but I've got some ideas and, you know, unique things to do and whatnot. This transmission is so terrible in general too. But a 90's super sedan is also on my list, I think. We have an 80's hot hatch, maybe like a, you know, an 80's muscle car. So like, you know, peak low, like the low point for performance, pretty much, or late 70s or something. Like a really chugged down, like a 6.5 liter, 7 liter V8 with like 120 horse would be just cool. Be hilariously underpowered, but that'd be great. It reminds me of a Lexus. Look at that. Wow. Reminds me of a Lexus first generation LS or Toyota Century from the 90's. So actually, kind of Asian looking actually. A little bit of European stuff, a little bit of American design maybe. Not much American. I'd say European and Asian mostly. Anyways, I think we're good here. So this car sounds decent. It sounds good, obviously. It sounds great. I'll take a V12. But you know, I think the car looks pretty. Let me know what you think down below. I'm not 100% sold on this part of the grill. I could have maybe went with a different grill, but I like how it sort of comes to a point almost, like this grill. That's why I like this grill design right here. I like the character lines going down it actually. I think it looks a lot better in automation than in BeamNG. Can't really see the front emblem actually. Is it there even? You can't see it at all. Of course you can't. That's okay though. That's okay. The wheels, the chrome doesn't look as good actually. Back end looks almost like a newer-ish Ford Taurus or just something. Just like it's just curvaceous. It's not. I don't know. I'm not feeling the rear end all that much. But it's not terrible. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think down below. I'm always looking for new ideas as well. Leave them in the comments down below too. I think, yeah, I'll definitely be doing some tutorial type videos in the future on, you know, building an engine design in general, suspension setup, etc., and how to design like a realistic, I don't want to say realistic, but as realistic as you get in this game and as someone with no professional car designing skills can make. And then yeah, just like making, just like designing cars in this game. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.